Erling Haaland to Madrid. Soboslai up to Madrid. Man City to take Enzo Maresca. Spurs want Pochettino back. Listen, the transfer market, everything about it is kicking up. Every single madness you can think about, right, in this transfer market is happening. It is happening. The things you think will never happen is happening. But here's the thing. I'm going to tell you every single thing that is happening within the transfer market. Plus, I'm also going to add to it how I think this news, or if any truth to it, and how they all going to turn out, how it will all happen, if it will happen, how it will all happen. I'm going to let you know all about that. But listen, before we do, listen, welcome to Famous Football. I'm your host, Nate. Let's talk football. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Much appreciated, ladies and gentlemen. Now, listen, let's get into it, right? Like I'm saying, there's a lot going on in the transfer market right now, right? The rumors is coming up. It's nuts, right? Everybody is moving like a grandmaster in chess right now. Everybody's trying to build something that is sustainable, right? Everybody's trying to do something that could last for the next 5, 6, 10 years, right? Everybody's trying to gain dominance in European football. Madrid have lost that and they're trying to regain that. And because of that, they're trying to revitalize, rearrange, restructure their entire squad. With the rumors we're hearing, yeah, everything that Madrid's trying to do, not just Madrid, Arsenal, Man City, right? There are a lot going on over there. Chelsea, name them, Barcelona, every single one of them. Everybody is moving us in this coming transfer window. In when we hit the summer transfer window, let's say we are not ready for the madness that is going to happen. And I'm going to walk you through all of that. But let's say we're going to start with something, yeah, that has nothing to do with the transfer. This is just pure banter. Yeah, hopefully you enjoy it. I was on X and then I saw this, right? One of them has to stand up so that Cole Palmer can sit down. Who do you think is going to stand up? Who do you think, be honest with me, yeah, looking at all these people, who do you think should stand up for Cole Palmer to sit down? Be honest. Be honest. Be honest with me and be honest with yourself, right? Who do you think should stand up for Cole Palmer to sit down? You got Lamine Yamal. You got this fellow. You also have this brother, and then you have this brother, and then you have this brother. Now, if we go through all of them, you know definitely not him, Ballon d'Or winner. Definitely not him, Ballon d'Or contender, right? So you know him. On the other hand, you can argue for him to sit down. Definitely, he's done something. He's done more for you to argue that he should be sitting down. This brother, on the other hand, you haven't really done much for you to argue, right? We know he's a quality player, but what having done is the real question we're asking here, people. He haven't really done much for you to make an argument for him. And then this guy also, we can also say, make an argument for him to be able to sit down, because now also Ballon d'Or contender. So the only person that is not a Ballon d'Or contender, yeah, is him. And in the last Ballon d'Or ranking, he was definitely higher than him. So if we going by that, let's say Ballon d'Or. Now him, on the other, I just rate him. So he wasn't necessarily close in the Ballon d'Or ranking, but I don't see him anywhere close. So I would say him stand up for this brother to sit down, for Cole Palmer to sit down. But that's about it. That's about it. Now, let's get into transfer, right? Everything that is kicking up, everything that is happening. Where do we start from? We start from Madrid and then we work our way to the other people, all right? The big dogs, right? Now, there we go. Real Madrid. Breaking. Jurgen Klopp is reportedly ready to make big changes if he takes charge at Real Madrid from Alvaro Arbeloa. Reports say Klopp who look to raise around 250 million in transfer fund by selling players who don't fit his plan. Names being mentioned include Eduardo Camavinga, Rodrigo Goes, Jude Bellingham. Right now, listen, this I don't think, even if between Rodrigo and Vinicius, who you want to keep? You possibly want to keep Vinicius. Now, I know I would want to keep Rodrigo because I think he's a better player, more technical player than Vinicius, right? But Vinicius right now is performing better than him, so you definitely want to keep him. And then Camavinga, I don't think you need Camavinga, so you can also sell Camavinga, it'll be okay. And then, but Jude Bellingham is the only person on this list I think it's difficult to make an argument for. It's difficult, not necessarily it's difficult that you can make an argument that they shouldn't sell him, right? Because he's been brilliant for Madrid. Now, this season, not so much, but he's been one of Madrid top talisman up there, right? One of Madrid dependables that they can depend on, they can rely on. But this season, not so much, right? But I also said to you before, if you've been following my transfer news and everything I've been bringing to you, if Real Madrid will succeed in terms of doing what, being able to do what they're trying to do in this coming transfer window, right? They will have to get rid of some of the big names players. Now, these three people mentioned right here, right? What did they say? He won about 250 million. I can promise you, between these three people, you can get that money done. Between these three people, you can get that money. And plus, there are other little people here and there you're going to be getting rid of, right? Between these three people, you can get that money. That 350 million, right? 250 million that they're talking about. Because Bellingham, you can definitely sell Bellingham for about 90 to 100 million. Rodrigo, you can get about 80 to 90 million for Rodrigo. The only reason you can get that money, because you haven't really been getting that much playing time. But other than that, it's like 2-3 years ago, you definitely will get 100 million for him. Camavinga, you can get 50 to 60 million for Camavinga. So between the three of them, you can get that money. Plus the little transfer here and there they're going to be making as well. You can get the money between the three people. So they're off to a good start. But Bellingham, on the other hand, I'm not sure, right, if Madrid wants to do that. Now let's hear why. According to the report, right, what they say. He's also said to admire former players he coach, like Alexis McAllister, Dominic Soboslai. Meanwhile, Atletico Madrid are reportedly keeping an eye on Camavinga's situation, right? So, fair. We already know we come to not Camavinga, but Soboslai in a minute, right? So we know this link has already been there. Now, the link that I've been seeing more is the Enzo Fernandez link. I haven't really seen the McAllister link. I don't think Liverpool will allow the both of them to leave all at once. McAllister and Soboslai. I don't think they will do that, right? If they do, listen, I don't know, but I don't really think Liverpool will end up doing that. But listen, this is what he wants, right? And I think they can get it, because Jude Bellingham, I think it will be an easy sell. Definitely a big club going to come in for him, somewhere from the Premier League. I don't know where. If Man United get a Champions League football, they might go in for Jude Bellingham. They might go in all gone blazing. City, on the other hand, I'm not sure. Maybe Arsenal, I don't know, right? We'll see what happens. But we'll also talk about Arsenal at the end, so stay tuned for that. And then we move, but not away from Madrid, but we stay in Madrid. And then we come to this guy, right? I saw this today. This is possibly one of the shocker, right, of the day or something like that. Not necessarily a shocker, because there have been it has been like little rumors here and there that Madrid, the ones here in Madrid links to him. But I will tell you, what could happen with this. Well, if this deal will happen, what are the things that need to fall in place for this deal to happen? Because we already know he's on mad wages at Man City, right? And he extended his contract, making mad money as well right now. So he is not in hurry to leave. He's not in hurry to leave to go anywhere. And Man City did that so they can be able to get that money for him. Because I think when they were signing him, they already know half of this player, their ambition is they want to play for the Madrid, they want to play for the Barcelona, they want to play for these people. Now, if that's going to happen, right, they put them on this contract so that when the Madrid and the Barcelona comes in, they get the money that they want. They get the money that they want. Now, if Madrid goes in for him right now, they have to put in the money. Maybe part of the 250 million they will generate, they have to spend at least 150 million on him, close to 200 million on him. But now, let's read what they have here, right? Real Madrid are ready to go big to sign Erling Haaland this summer, with the Norwegian striker now a top priority as they prepare for a potential Jurgen Klopp era. Real Madrid are willing to meet Man City demand, with sources indicating City will want around 150 million to let their goal machine leave. Real Madrid are even open to including a player in the deal to push it through. Such is the determination to lend Erling Haaland, right? Now, let me say this. For this deal to happen, the Erling Haaland deal to happen, for him to go to Real Madrid, one thing have to happen. Pep Guardiola have to leave. If Pep leave, he will go to Madrid. Done. If Pep leaves, he will end up at Madrid, right? And we'll come to Man City and the whole Pep situation in a minute as well, so don't go anywhere, right? But if Pep gets to leave, he's going to Madrid. It's done. I think Pep is the only thing that is keeping him at Madrid, because I don't think the 150 million will stop Madrid from coming in for him, or his wages will stop Madrid from coming in for him, because you get this player, right? You bring him just the jersey alone, you can be able to afford his wages, right? And he's at Madrid. right? They have one of the biggest fan base in the world. Once he go there, they will be able now ticket alone. People want to come see him play and all of that good stuff. But I can also tell you, if you bringing him like this type of player in, you have to bring in the quality of player to be able to feed him and give him what he needs. You cannot play this guy along with Mbappe. Mbappe is not a creative type of player to be able to feed him to get him to be the goal machine that he is. No, Mbappe is not that guy. You need those type of creative player around him. So now I understand. Now the lack of Szoboszlai coming in, making things happen, and then you also have Enzo Fernandez. Now those people I would say to understand are creative players. So I understand those links. If you're trying to go for him, because they can put things on a plate for him, they can be his De Bruyne. They are, his new De Bruyne since he's leaving City. So, like I said, Pep needs to leave, and if they will get the best out of Erling Haaland, they need to bring in creative players, right? And I think Madrid is lacking that to understand this season, right? So, we will need to see all of that for it to happen. Now we move. Szoboszlai, right? I told you we're going to come to him in a minute, but yeah, Marcos Rossi, Hungarian national team club. Szoboszlai always had one single dream in his life to play for Real Madrid. I have known him since he was a little boy who just started playing, and his dream was always Real Madrid, right? Listen, as long Madrid comes in knocking, right, you're gonna hear those type of statement that my dream is to play for Madrid. As long Madrid come in knocking your door, they will be sitting there quiet, not doing nothing with their life. As long Madrid come in knocking their door, you start hearing rumor. Their dream has always been to play for Madrid. Yeah, and I get it. Madrid is a big club. Madrid is huge. Madrid has their own name. Listen, it's Madrid. Basically, it's Madrid. So I understand. So if Madrid's gonna go in for him as well, I get it, right? I get it. But is it worth it? Because if you're getting Dominic Szoboszlai, why are you getting Dominic Szoboszlai when you have Jude Bellingham? I don't get that. I honestly don't get it. Do you think he's better than Jude Bellingham? Or Enzo Fernandez is better than Jude Bellingham? Now, I personally don't think so. I love Enzo, and I don't want him leaving Chelsea as well, right? Dominic Szoboszlai, I don't think he's better than Jude Bellingham. So I really don't get they trying to get rid of. So now, if they're trying to get rid of Bellingham, it has nothing to do with his playing ability, in my opinion. It has everything to do with maybe his attitudes and all of that stuff. That's it, right? And if you read it, something that I forgot to mention about the Erling Haaland deal, right? Now, if you look at the list of people that, right, Jurgen Klopp said he wants gone or Madrid is trying to get rid of, right? Rodrigo is among them. And we know Man City been wanting Rodrigo as well. So in that way, I would say Madrid kind of played that smart a little bit, keeping Rodrigo until now. So now they get to include him in the deal for Erling Haaland. So maybe they get to pay, let's say, if they give Rodrigo, they get to pay extra 60 million on that. That's fair, right? But back to Dominic Szoboszlai, right? I don't see the point. You got Jude Bellingham. You also have Valverde. Valverde and him are basically similar profile, right? Valverde can play in multiple different positions. So can him. He play as a fullback. He play in the midfield, right? Whenever you need him, he's good at free kicks. So is Valverde. He's good at taking shot outside of the box. So is Valverde. So I really don't get why they're going for him. Similar characteristic of player. Why you already have Valverde and you already have somebody like Jude Bellingham, right? But I don't get that. But again, we'll see how all of this thing play out, right? Personally, if I'm Madrid, I'm not going for him. I'm going for somebody better than him, right? The Vitinhas, I'm going for them, right? Because you get somebody that can be a maestro, quote unquote maestro. I don't think he can be a maestro, right? I'm not saying he can't, but I don't think he will be at the level that Real Madrid is looking for. And that's just my opinion regarding that issue, right? Now, we move. Exclusive. Real Madrid are intensifying their defensive rebuild, not only pushing to sign Nico Schlotterbeck from Borussia Dortmund, but also actively working on a summer move for Arsenal William Saliba, with a high possibility that Edouard Militao depart at the end of the season. Florentino Perez has made Saliba a top priority and is determined to secure his signature this summer, right? This, right, I'm not against. It would definitely be a good move for Madrid. And let me tell you another way that this particular deal will be easy. If Arsenal ends the entire season without a trophy, right, without winning the Premier League. Now, if they win the FA Cup, fine. But if they win the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, I don't think that would be a determining factor. If they win the Premier League, it will be a difficult deal to happen. But if they don't win the Premier League and they don't win the Champions League, these two trophies, if they don't win out of one of them, this deal is more likely to happen, because I see a lot of the players at Arsenal getting frustrated. And we come to Mikel Arteta in a minute too, so don't go anywhere. We'll come to him. If that doesn't happen, I see him leaving, because then he becomes frustrated. He wants trophy. He wants to win, right? He knows he's a top player and he wants to win and he wants to get something within his career. Then I see him leaving, right? So if Madrid won it, that's why Madrid is keeping an eye on him, and it might happen. You have Schlotterbeck and you have Saliba. Good. You also have Dean Hudson. Brilliant. Done. Brilliant. Done. Now, I'll say the only thing you have to go for a fullback. I know the link with Malo Gusto, right, on that right as the right back. You also have Guamado, the guy from Leverkusen. You can also go in for him. But this guy, Saliba, to Madrid, keep an eye on that. I think that's something might happen. But we move. Now, let's look at Spurs, right? Tottenham have left the door open for United States boss Mauricio Pochettino to return to the club in the summer, with the Argentine having previously guided the club to a Champions League final. Igor Tudor contract lasts until June 2026, and Mauricio Pochettino USA contract ends after the World Cup, right? Great. So now he's basically a free agent after the World Cup. Done. So that would make it even easier. So, Tottenham don't necessarily have to, buy him out of his contract. So it will be easy for him. And I think he wants that. He wants to come back to Tottenham. He loves the place. And I think it will be a good place. He already understands the people. He already understands the club, how they work. And I think, if Tottenham have to trying to build something again, trying to regain themselves in European football, right? He will be that guy. I think he will help them get there, right? He will help them get there. So I think Tottenham should get him. Tottenham should get him, and I think it will work. It will work out for them. Now, he was at Chelsea, it didn't work out, but I think if he goes to Tottenham and Tottenham actually do support him, it will work. But again, we'll see what happens with that, right? But again, like I said, Tottenham should get him. Now we move, right? City. Enzo Maresca is set to become the next Man City head coach when Pep Guardiola leaves, right? Now, if you see rumors like they're coming out when Pep Guardiola leaves, now then you know that there is somewhat of an inherent truth. I sound like I've been going to school. There's somewhat of a truth in the rumor that is going on that this is Pep Guardiola last season and this could be it. So that simply means, and now, let me say something. If Pep Guardiola do leave, right, Man City is going to dip in form. Believe me. If Pep Guardiola do leave, Man City will dip in form. And now, if Arsenal don't win, again, we'll come to Mikel Arteta. We'll talk about all of this. We'll talk about all of it. Don't worry. We'll talk about all of it. But if we know he's next in line, this kind of explain maybe why he's not, going in for some of the available jobs, right? That's there. Because we know he have his eye on that Man City job. He definitely do have his eye on that Man City job. That's part of the reason you're having trouble with Chelsea. Because if Man City is linked with me, right? Man City wants me, and then Man City want me with the quality of player they already have, and then I have Chelsea, with this mediocre type of player, youngsters, causing me problem. Listen, I'd rather go to City, and that's him right now. So if he's linked with the City job, listen, I think he'll be favored to get it. Now, do I think he will last long there? That's another thing, right? That's another thing. Because I know Maresca. From the few times I've seen at Chelsea, again, the same squad is quite different as well. So we will see what happens with it. He can be one-dimensional at times in his tactics and all of that. And with City, you need to, fluctuate things, yeah? You can't just keep it one-dimensional, multi-dimensional, unpredictability. You have to be there. Because I think those things is part of, the Pep Guardiola, what's it called? Simple. That's what people get to see from him. You know what I mean? Like, he's get to be unpredictable in terms of his tactics and all of that. But with Maresca, you cannot say the same, right? Now, we move. Man United. Check this out. Manchester United are reportedly leading the race to re-sign Scott McTominay this summer, right? United previously sold him to Napoli 25 million, but the Italian side are now set to want around 80 million to let him go. First of all, right? First thing first, don't move by Man United, right? to sell him and not put in a buyback clause. Well, I get it. Looking at his age, so maybe you say, okay, there's no need for a buyback clause, right? But do I think Man United should go for him? No. No. Because if you're going for like, or maybe you're seeing you're seeing the end of the tunnel with Bruno, and you're trying to get, like it's time for Bruno to go. It's something new. You want something new. Scott McTominay is not the guy. He's a great player. Don't get me wrong. He's killing it at Napoli, currently the Serie A player of the season. Now they're having a terrible season so far, right? They were kicked out of multiple competitions already. The Champions League, the Italian Super Cup, name it. They out. The only thing they have to play for right now is the Serie A itself. Right, so they're having a tough season. Even him is having it. So if they're having a tough season, he's having a tough season. But he's definitely one of that important player out there. You telling me you willing to pay 80 million for this guy? That's a serious problem. Something wrong with you, Man United. First of all, no, you don't pay 80 million for him. Right? This is what you do. If you want somebody like for like, go get Mason Greenwood. Right? I know whatever happened with him and how he ended. Forget it. Put that aside. Go and get Mason Greenwood. Go and get Mason Greenwood. Get what's his name? De Zerbi as your manager. Get Mason Greenwood to replace Bruno in that number 10 position, and you will enjoy it. As long as De Zerbi is the coach, he will be able to integrate Mason Greenwood into that lineup perfectly. And you will, and first of all, he's young, you get longer duration, and you don't have to worry about my wages or whatever. You put him on a 200k a week, you get him, it's done, it's over. 200k a week, it's done, it's over, right? And if you go pay the 80 million, first of all, you got more time with Mason Greenwood. If it don't work out, you do the Chelsea thing, you can flip it and get more money. But if you get Scott McTominay that is already in his 26, 27, you're going to give him a 5-year deal, possibly put him on like a 300k a week or something like that. You're wasting your money because he's the current Serie A player of the year. So, the man's stock right now is high. So you're not just going to go get him and then put him on some like a low budget wage. No. So if I'm Man United, no. Extra this guy. Go in for Mason Greenwood. Get that. Bring him, or bring in somebody that can act, that's young, can play in that number 10 position, and then get De Zerbi. Now, Michael Carrick is doing good, but don't keep him. He's doing good, and some will say, okay, you should keep him. Don't keep him. I know he's also linked with Crystal Palace. Let him go to Crystal Palace, right? Go there and then add him in the future. Now, after he's done a couple good things and be able to replicate the form that he's showing at United right now, if he can do that at Crystal Palace, come back up, work your way up, and then you can bring him to the club. But for now, don't. Really don't. Because I'm telling you this, anybody right now can do better than what Amorim was doing. If you put me at Man United, I would do better than what Amorim was doing. I'm just letting you know. So get De Zerbi, right? You have options. You can go get De Zerbi. You can go for Nagelsmann. Go for somebody that is proven, like the way Man United want them. According to report, they want somebody that is proven, and I'm with that. But again, don't get Scott McTominay. Go get Mason Greenwood, and I think it will be better. But let's move. Now, I told you we're going to talk about Arsenal, right? Now, let's do it. Arsenal Bowl sends clear message to Mikel Arteta. No excuses left this season. You heard that. All flipping Arsenal fan that be coming out with some of the worst excuses known to mankind. No excuses left. Get sacked or win the league. Done. I'm with them. After giving him full backing in the transfer market, the demand is brutal. Premier League title is the absolute minimum expectation. More to follow soon. Listen, I'm with this. Considering everything they have gone into the transfer market and done, right? All of the players that they brought in, there is no excuse. And considering the amount of time that Arsenal has spent on the top of the table, there is no excuse that Man City, even though I genuinely want Man City to win it, there is no excuse that Man City should come and win this league. No excuse. With the player they have, Arsenal have one of the most in-depth squad ever. You think about their entire squad, they can possibly compete for a top 6, top 4 position within the Premier League. Maybe not necessarily win the league, but they can compete for that position. Then, what's it called? The people that can come from on the bench, I think they are better than maybe the starting 11 for let's say, for an Aston Villa. And Aston Villa is in the top 4 right now. So you tell me. So now, if this squad, you have this squad, what is the excuse? There's none. So they either win the league or the Champions League or win both. They sit in first in both of them, right? Or in the Champions League, especially in the league phase, they will sit in first or they sat first. Now we're entering to the knockout stage. That's a whole different ball game. So we'll see how that one turn out as well. But looking at this, we'll see. Again, we will see what happens. But hopefully they lose it. Mikel Arteta sack. If Mikel Arteta gets sacked, Pep Guardiola leave. I can tell you this for a fact. Men say you're going to dip in form. Arsenal also going to dip in form. And Arsenal going to lose some of their important players like Saliba. He's going to leave. Then Madrid is going to start coming in and start picking her now. People are going to start coming in and start tearing that team apart because they themselves will start looking to go somewhere else and possibly get in or get the chance to be able to win trophy, to be able to win something. And whoever manager that is bringing in, right, if he is not top class, an elite winning manager, you go for a mediocre Arsenal, right? It's going to take Arsenal another 5-6 years to be able to get to the level that they are under Mikel Arteta. And I don't think you want to keep him. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, City, they will go down. And watch out. Man United, if they do things right. Chelsea, if they do things right, they will be the next people to be able to take over the league. At least for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years. So watch out for that. Listen, I'm a Chelsea fan. Maybe you think that's why I'm talking nuts. Speaking about Chelsea, last but not the least, exclusive. Chelsea is ready to offer Marc Cucurella a new long-term contract, recognizing his transformation into a key player. The Blue are willing to reward his commitment with a deal beyond his current contract, which runs until 2028. Ooh. Cucurella is happy at Chelsea and open to discussing a new contract, despite interest from Barcelona, with Chelsea considering him a crucial part of the team. Listen, he is definitely a crucial part. Todd Bully, Egg Bally, Lawrence Stewart, whoever, listen, all of you, Lord, come together. Listen, organize yourself. Give the man the contract he wants. You see him. You see Casado, Cole Palmer, Enzo Fernandez. Yeah? These people, if Rhys James, Levi Cowell, Esteva, if one of them go missing, yeah, you know we answer. So listen, start the conversation. Give the man his money, 200k, 215, 250k. Give it to him. Call it a day, right? Cucurella, we keeping him. Hato has a lot to learn. So until Hato can learn everything there is to learn from Cucurella, we keeping Cucurella until we can keep him normal. So give the man his contract. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, in terms of news, this is it, right? So far, so good. And that's what I think. So let me know about it, right? Madrid, Jurgen Klopp, what he's saying, Jude Bellingham leaving. What do you think about that? The people they're trying to bring in, what's your thought about it? Listen, in fact, give me your Madrid predicted lineup, right? 2026, 2027 predicted lineup, right? You can give me that. Arsenal, Man City, Spurs, everything that's happened, Man United, listen, or what's his name? De Zerbi, Scott McTominay, the people that I mentioned, let me know, right? Your thoughts down below. Much appreciated, ladies and gentlemen. See you in the next video. Don't forget to hit the like, hit the subscribe. Thank you very much. Again, adios, mi amigos.